Good evening, all my faithful viewers. My name is Cookie King SC, and we've got a nice little game of StarCraft 2 on Xel'Naga Caverns between our blue Protoss player Draco and our red Terran player HoTaDoGu. And HoTaDoGu being in the northern spawn of this two-spawn map, Draco being in the southern spawn of Xel'Naga Caverns. So, let's see what's going on. This probe really wanting to throw down pylon. There it goes. Probably gonna see, yep, got this SCV going out. Gonna put down a supply depot himself. Got to increase the supply limit, as you're not going to win very many games being stuck at 10 or 11 supply. Draco is going to do a carrier build against HoTaDoGu. Interesting, carriers are a pretty cool unit. HoTaDoGu has no issues with that. Doesn't mind. Carriers are pretty cool. I'm not sure if he believes that Draco is in fact going to carry out his promise of using carriers, but we will soon see. Carriers do take a long time to bring out, so I wouldn't be surprised to see HoTaDoGu do some early pressure in order to take advantage of that. And Draco acknowledges that it does take a very long time to get carriers out, saying it could be up to 25 minutes before those carriers do show themselves. Taking a gas for the Terran player, the gas has been started as well for the Protoss player. So far we only have one barracks up. Gateway and the barracks are going to finish at about the same time. More pylons being made, increasing the supply. Got a Marine coming out. Command center being morphed into an orbital command so that we can drop those mules. Mules are, of course, a very good unit to have. Scouting SCVs, just chilling out in the base, seeing what information you can get. This probe was running around the base, however, a Marine came out, decided to shut down his fun, and the probe had to leave for fear of getting killed. SCV still just boosting around, hanging out. One Zealot is being chrono boosted out, probably to help deal with this SCV and just have units. Having units is a good idea. Probe's still just chilling, hanging out. SCV navigating its way around. That Zealot does come out, gets a hit on the SCV. Lots of clicks going on for both players. HoTaDoGu, of course, wants to keep the SCV alive. Never want your units to die, and it looks like he's going to save it. Tons of clicks by both players, lots of APM going down. Sneaky. Draco wants to know if HoTaDoGu plays football. An interesting question to ask. I wonder what prompted him to inquire about that. We have a tech lab being thrown down for the barracks. Probably not going to see anything like Reavers, probably just going for Marauders. Marauders are pretty cool units. HoTaDoGu acknowledges that nope, he's just a StarCraft nerd, which of course nothing is wrong with that, as StarCraft is a brilliant game. Mule being thrown down, building some supply depots. We have this Nexus being warped in. The Terran player is also making a command center as well, so they're both working on their expansions. Let's see, unit count, we have 5 Marines out, all right here on the ramp, and we have a Stalker and a Zealot, which are chilling out here, being buddies right there. Having fun. Warping in a couple more things. Looks like we're not going straight to carriers, doesn't mean we won't see them, but we are going to opt, or Draco is going to opt to warp in 4 warp gates. Got this one being morphed into a warp gate. This one will be soon, maybe after, quickly after, I mean. Got 2 Marauders, 8 Marines, and it looks like HoTaDoGu is wanting to move out with this force. See what he can do. Probably doesn't expect to end the game with this push. However, we only have 2 sentries, a Stalker, and a Zealot out for Protoss players, so we could be in trouble unless he decides to warp in some more units, which he definitely should. There goes one more unit. We've got another sentry warped in. Gonna see what else he's gonna make, as here come the Terran players knocking down the front door. taking some shots off at the Nexus. We have 4 Zealots, 3 Sentries, and a Stalker. Guardian Shield going down. So, ooh, some nice force fields going to prevent these units from running away as efficiently as they probably would have liked. Units are going to be cut down by the Zealots. And it looks like we're down to just a Marauder in the main. Very good defense done by Draco, the blue Protoss. Of course, reinforcements were on the way. However, they are being ordered back to base as they will not be able to do too much. The Terran player, or the Protoss player, really not losing very many units at all in that engagement. Warping in another Sentry. Sentries are pretty good units. Force Spirit is a very nice power to have. Making probes out of both Nexuses, Nexi, to saturate his base. He's got this little probe guy doing a dance back here, trying to sees when this expansion goes down, but is going to die from, I don't know, I think one of these Marauders probably kill him. Yeah, probably this guy. However, that probe did make a proxy pylon all the way up in the northwestern corner of the map. Box facility being thrown down. Probably just going to see, maybe we'll see a transition into Colossi. At least we're going to see an Observer pop out of that. I'm sure about that pretty much. It's really awkward wording, but whatever. 4th gas being taken for the Protoss player. Box facility finishing up. 3rd gas probably? Yep, 3rd gas for the Terran player. Looks like we're getting a starport. A reactor was just started on the factory, so we're probably going to see the factory lifted up and putting the starport onto that factory. We got a scouting SCV. I feel like he's probably going to die rather quickly. No. Nope. He scoots around the edge of the Protoss army and does in fact get into the base of Draco. Draco's crying as his entire base was just scouted for the most part. All the buildings were sealed by HoTaDoGu. Rather unfortunate. And so we got 2 bunkers for defense up for HoTaDoGu. He's got SCVs mining. He's got some mules mining. Yep. Got this starport. Just landed on the reactor. Going to see medevacs. Yep, there they are. They're the medevacs. Medevacs do complement a Terran army very nicely. Observer going up here. Gonna take the longest way possible. One of the longest ways to the Terran base. Terran is clearing out the gold rock. Wants to take the gold expansion. This scouting factory probably wants to see if there is a 3rd base up yet for the Protoss player. We'll probably be pretty happy to see that there is not a 3rd base up yet. Here's the Observer arriving at the Terran base. Those bunkers were salvaged. It looks like our Terran player might be getting ready to go for an attack. There he goes. He's got a couple more Marauders coming up. Other than that, no production. Oh, nope, we got some more stuff going down. Ghost Academy just started while he's moving out. We do have a War Prism, though, going along this side of the map. It is loaded up with some Zealots. Loaded up another medevac with a couple of Marines, a Marauder. We also have some Zealots over here, so we might see. Looks like that War Prism just went straight to the base of HoTaDoGu. Going to take out a lot of SCVs. And meanwhile, we have these SCVs coming into the main base of HoTaDoGu at his natural expansion. And then we also have a drop at Draco's base and an attack at his natural expansion as well. This attack is cleaned up really easily. However, the entire army, the Protoss army, is completely out of position. This Nexus could go down if it is targeted fire, but it is not right now. Or these SCVs are doing a lot, or these Zealots rather, are doing a lot of damage. These Zealots are down here still alive, just tearing up these SCVs. So many SCV kills. Another drop occurred back here. Going to get a lot of pro kills as all the pros move from here up there. And these units get away. Still quite a few Terran units left. Any more SCVs up here? Yep, SCVs are hacking away. Looks like these Zealots, Zealots are going to get cleaned up, however. But there is still this warp prism, so more units can be warped in. This army is quite possibly going to just get cleaned up by these Zealots in a couple centuries. They stem away, run away. But we still, one more Marauder left. This medevac is very low on health. The sentries could probably get it. So a lot going on in that fight. There were a couple more Zealots warped in. Doesn't look like we got a supply depot, but not too much else. That carrier, where we have a Stargate, and the carrier being warped in. A few more units back here, trying to do all the damage that they can into the Protoss base. However, this Nexus does not look like it wants to fall. Got this observer over here. This proxy pylon is still over here. Warp Prism is still up here, probably going to be used at a later time. That was a pretty intense attack on both sides. Lots of units killed. We're at 42 workers killed for both players. That's like what? That's a lot of minerals. I'm not sure exactly, but that's a lot of minerals used for each player in all those workers. That these units are still continuing to harass, taking out a few more probes, then running away, making sure they're safe. Still got this factory over here. Could land it and maybe make something. I don't know. Probably doesn't really want to do that. There is an expansion down here for HoTaDoGu. This warp prism's still up here, although it is spotted by Draco. His observer is obviously right there. But there are no workers. If we look at the unit tab, we have 8 SCVs right now with 3 mules. Another drop is occurring. That's a pretty big drop. 2 medevacs full of units. I'm going to take out a couple pylons. Go and see what he can do. These units are as well being an attack. However, Draco doesn't really care. He's going to push forward, trying to take out this gold base. So Terran is going to have free reign of this base. He takes out a gateway. We're down to 3 gateways and a Stargate. These Terran units are going to get a couple more probe kills. Probably can take out this Nexus as well, especially when these Terran units meet up with them. But it looks like that's not the agenda of HoTaDoGu. He's not going to kill that Nexus. Instead, he probably wants to get back and deal with these units, which are absolutely tearing apart his base. Got this warp prism to warp in forward units if he so chooses. It doesn't look like he really wants to do that yet, but maybe he will soon. And we got this carrier just sitting down, shooting his interceptors everywhere. HoTaDoGu is entertained, compliments our friend Draco, says he's a man of his word, probably referring to the construction of the carrier. The Nexus is being thrown down here. An interesting expansion point. These 2 Zealots are doing not much. Terran units kind of screwed, stuck behind that force field, squished between those force fields. Stalkers are just picking them off, sentries tickling them to death, and of course we have the carrier with its interceptors, shooting everything. We even have a Phoenix thrown into the mix. All these Terran units are cleaned up. HoTaDoGu calls good game. Zealots don't actually get to kill this mule, unfortunately for them. A really good play by Draco. Really happy that he did indeed stick to his word. Got that carrier out and played with that. Carriers are, of course, a cool unit that you don't get to see too much. Also, very good warp prism harassment. Got a lot of kills at the end of the game. We had 53 worker kills for the Protoss player and 57 for the Terran player. Over half the Terran player's kills were actually workers. And just pretty insane to think about. We were only down to 12 probes at the end for Draco. No SCVs for HoTaDoGu, only 2 mules, but that's of course because his base was kind of getting destroyed by the Protoss army. So very well played by both players. Entertaining game, to say the least. If you would like for me to cast a game for you, my name is CookieKingSC. My email is cookiekingsc@gmail.com. The email is in the description if you didn't catch that, so you can copy it from there. Send me an email with your replay file attached. I will cast it as soon as I can, post it so you can see. And then if while watching this cast there were a couple of things you think I could have improved on, let me know. I would love to improve my cast. I definitely want to hear all the feedback you guys have got for me. So anything you've got to say, send it to me and I will be happy to listen. With that, I'm going to go head out. I got a pizza waiting for me upstairs, so I'm going to go eat that. Subscribe to my channel. Leave the comments with your feedback. Let me know what I can do. And have a good night, everyone. Peace out. Keep watching my videos. See you later.